rivals are facing off again tonight, this time for the Class 5 District 9 Championship. And it is quite the opportunity. Since the tournament is single elimination, a Tiger victory today would send Florida home. Well, Missouri forward Tony Criswell will not travel with the Tigers to Atlanta for the SEC tournament. Unfortunately, after the half, Florida would come back with a 7-point run, and it was pretty much all downhill from there for the Tigers after that. Michael Frazier II sunk 3 after 3 on Missouri. Florida would go on to win it 72-49. The consensus seems to be that the Tigers just got tired in the second half. While Mizzou is 3-3 in SEC play, the Hogs are just 2-4. The Missouri women's basketball team has lost 7 of its last 8 games, many of them against nationally ranked teams. Coach Ray Hughes' Tigers went up early in this game. First quarter, Dante Scroggins passes inside to big man Jacob Burpin for the layup. Tigers up 10-3. Late in the first, Camdenton's Cullen Carlott grabs the rebound and outlets to Jacob Decker. Finishes at the rim, cuts the deficit 2-2. Later in the second, Gavin Jones on the run for Smith Cotton goes 1-on-1 and hits the fade away. Tigers trailed by 6 at the half. Their narrow win last week over Texas A&M was the only time that the Tigers and Aggies have faced off leading into today's match. Early in the game, Texas A&M actually got the first shot off, but right now it's tied 11-11 on the floor with the timeout. If Missouri doesn't win this game, they're going to go home tonight, and that's going to be the end of their SEC tournament play. Missouri Tigers take on the Florida Gators today. Florida has been nationally top-ranked for the past 3 weeks, and they are undefeated in SEC regular season play. But they have not yet played here in the SEC tournament. The Tigers and the Gators last matched up, and the Gators walked away with that 68-58 victory. But with plenty of upsets so far in the postseason, Coach Haith says that his team has lots of potential to improve over that last game with Florida.
I think we did a really good job, if I recall, and for the most part the whole game. There was about a 3-4 minute stretch there where the game got away from us, and Frazier made 3 threes. I think we missed a couple layups and a front end and a 1-and-1. If we continue to score, we could have made it interesting.
Just playing with great intensity. I think we gave everything we gave in the first half, just played with great heart. In the second half we came out a little slower than normal, but I think, for us to be able to get a second chance at them again in the SEC tournament at a neutral site, I think it's a good chance for us, like I said, to go out there and just showcase what we do, just play hard and just give everything we got and leave it on the court.
We've got to have a 40-minute game plan against them. They're the best team in the country. We're the only team in the country that has this opportunity tomorrow, so we got to look forward to it.
And it is quite the opportunity. Since the tournament is single elimination, a Tiger victory today would send Florida home. The upset would presumably create quite a buzz about Missouri and possibly give them a better chance of getting into that NCAA tournament. Although a Tiger loss today would mean that the Tigers are going back to Columbia. In Atlanta for the Mizzou Extra, India Everett, KOMU-TV News. The Rockbridge High School Bruins are off to a decent start this season.
They got a potential. They're hanging in there.
That on-field success mirrors a trend in overall participation. District officials say that district-wide enrollment in fall sports has increased about 28% this year over last year. Some of that increase comes from freshmen to the high schools and adding a third set of high school teams to the new Battle High School. Even so, the city's public high schools are seeing more kids in sports, period. And that means more kids are getting off the couch and into the dugouts. School officials say that will make positive changes for students.
Research shows that they're going to be a better academic student if they're involved in extracurricular things. So having more students participating is always going to be a good thing.
The President's Council on Fitness, Sports, and Nutrition agrees that active kids do better. The council says participation in sports can ward off obesity and health benefits can outlast school. Parents say they see the difference already.
Well, competition level's better, so she should get better, faster.
Increased enrollment will most likely continue into winter and spring sports. India Everett, KOMU-TV News, Columbia. Two rivals are facing off again tonight, this time for the Class 5 District 9 Championship. The last time these two teams played, Hickman came away with both victories, but tonight's going to be a whole new game. Hickman's coach, David Johnson, could not join us right now, but we are joined by the Jefferson City head coach, Blair Thompson. We've got a couple questions for him. Could you tell me a little bit about how you're going to use Tuesday's momentum in tonight's game?
Well, this time of year, momentum is very important, and we were able to gain some Tuesday with a big win here against Rockbridge. We're just going to use that try to build off of it, use that confidence that we gained in that game coming into this one. We'll see some similar game plans from Hickman as we did Rockbridge as far as full court pressure and some different things. But we've seen Hickman 3 times this year. Have all been very tough games, but everything's different now. So we'll come out, play loose, and see what happens.
Great. And Hickman's got some high scorers here with Jimmy Witt and Chris Clark. What are you going to do about them tonight?
Well, let's try to stay in front of them, which is easier said than done. They've carried them. Witt, Clark, Johnston, and then Mason Murray's been a nice piece to that puzzle too. So there's a lot to account for with Hickman. That's why they've had the success this year they have. And again, we have to stay in front of people. We have to rebound, and probably the biggest thing is try not to turn the ball over and be solid there.
Great. We're going to have highlights for you at 10 tonight from the entire game. The winner of tonight's game is going to the sectionals. Reporting live in Columbia, India Everett, KOMU-8 Sports. It's a tough day to be a Tiger. The Tigers put up a good fight going into the Florida game and came out of the first half tied at 29 against the top team in the nation. Unfortunately, Florida would then come back with a 7-point run, and it was pretty much all downhill after that for the Tigers. Florida would go on to win it 72-49. The consensus seems to be that the Tigers just got tired in the second half.
I thought that maybe a double overtime game, and I'm not trying to make excuses for them, and I don't know how Frank felt, but maybe, fatigue possibly had something to do, with them shooting the basketball, because obviously they're a great three-point shooting team.
Second half, I think we came out a little slow, and they were able to take over, and with the energy that they have and that they had the whole game, was able to overcome anything that we were doing, and so they just won the game.
I think overall, we just lost our energy quite a bit in the second half. We didn't maintain it, something we should have done.
We'll have more coverage for you from the Georgia Dome at 6, 9, and 10 o'clock. Live in Atlanta for the Mizzou Extra, India Everett, KOMU-8 News. Hello, everyone. The state basketball district playoffs have begun for the bigger schools. Last night, the Camdenton Lakers and Smith Cotton Tigers met at Rockbridge High School. Coach Ray Hughes' Tigers went up early in this game. First quarter, Dante Scroggins passes inside to big man Jacob Burpin for the layup. Tigers up 10-3. Late in the first, Camdenton's Cullen Carlock grabs the rebound and outlets to Jacob Decker. Finishes at the rim, cuts the deficit 2-2. Second quarter, Jacob Decker back to work. He's going to down low, hit the layup, and take the Lakers to a 1-point lead. Later in the second, Gavin Jones on the run for Smith Cotton goes 1-on-1 and hits the fade away. Tigers trailed by 6 at the half. Late in the third, it's a tie game. Lakers are going to find Ryan Elliott in the corner, knock down a 3, 42-39 Camdenton in the fourth. Cullen Carlock right there to Zach Brown for 3. Brown led the team with 17 points last night. Lakers win and will play Hickman tomorrow night. Well, Jefferson City girls taking on Smith Cotton, and winner gets Rockbridge. First quarter, Allison Hogg to Keziah Martin. Down, swarmed in the paint, but she scores 9-2 Jays. Still here in the first, there's a loose ball at half court. Jessica Cobble takes it for the lane. Tigers cut the deficit to 5. Late in the first quarter, Nicole Martin is going to get a steal. Goes coast to coast for 2. Jays in control. Tigers had no answer for the Jays. They're going to be down 25 at the half-point mark. And then last in the third quarter here, Jefferson City played great defense last night. Megan Foster steals it, gets it to Martin, follows her miss, and scores. Jays win it 55-14. They'll play Rockbridge Thursday in the district semifinals. Well, the new AP Top 25 college basketball rankings are out. The SEC still has 2 teams among the top 25, but just barely. Florida remains at number 1. The Gators are in 16-0 in conference play and have already cinched the SEC title. Wichita State number 2 this week with a 31-0 overall record, completely undefeated. That's an incredible season. Moving on, the Kansas City Jayhawks are going to come in at number 8 this week. Louisville coming in at number 11, averaging 81.7 points per game. Creighton coming in at that halfway mark. St. Louis Billikens consistently Making the chart this week, coming out at number 17 after 2 losses last week, tailed by Southern Methodist University. They face number 11 at home tomorrow night. Last but not least, the Kentucky Wildcats, the only SEC team in the rankings other than the league champ Florida, round out that top 25. Well, Missouri junior right-hander Brett Graves is the SEC co-pitcher of the week. Graves threw 8 scoreless innings in a win over Illinois, Chicago this past weekend. He struck out 6 and allowed just 2 hits. Graves currently has a 15-inning scoreless streak. For the season, he owns a 1-1 with a 0.92 earned run average. Graves is slated to start Missouri's next game Friday night against Southern Mississippi. That is your look at sports this morning. KOMU 8 News will be right back after the break.